This tutorial is on beef stroganoff in the Instant Pot, and what we're going to need for this recipe is half of a medium onion, 2 cups of mushrooms, 4 cloves of garlic, 1 cup of beef broth, 4 tablespoons of coconut flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of pepper. And then we're going to need a 1/4 cup of wine, 1 cup of sour cream, and 3 pounds of sliced up beef. You can use any kind you want for this. And 4 tablespoons of coconut oil. The next step is going to be to add your salt and your pepper to the beef before we do anything else. And you just want to mix it all in there. And I use my hands. You can use a spoon, fork, whatever you want. But I just want to make sure that I feel that all of the meat is completely coated with the salt and the pepper. Set the Instant Pot to saute mode. And once it heats up, you're going to add your 4 tablespoons of coconut oil. And then to the pan, you're going to add the onions you chopped up. And we're going to saute these until they're translucent. My onions are browning and translucent, so I move them to the side and I add some of the beef strips into the pot. And the reason I'm adding them at this point is to brown some of them, but also to get some of the juices out of the meat and to create some browning on the pan, which is going to add more flavor. Now I moved the beef over and the onions to the side, and I added the garlic. And we're just going to cook that for about 30 seconds just to get some of the flavor and the aroma out of the garlic, not too long. And then we're going to add our beef broth to the pan. And I only added a 1/4 cup of the beef broth at first, and then I added the coconut flour in order to make a paste. This helps so that we don't have any clumps of thickness in one spot or another. And so once we have the paste, I went ahead and mixed it throughout the meat and the onions and the garlic and just smothered it everywhere. Once I was done mixing this, I went ahead and added the remainder of the beef broth and just mixed the paste into it and thinned it out a little bit. And then I went ahead and I added the remainder of the beef. I didn't add it all in the beginning, and I really don't need to, so I waited till now. And so I add the white wine. And if you skip the white wine, you're really going to be missing out on some of the flavor. And then add your mushrooms. Don't forget them. Mushrooms are very porous. They'll pick up whatever flavor you cook them with. And so mix them really well into the sauce that you have in there and within the meat. And then we're going to put the lid on and set it to manual and cook it for 15 minutes. Don't forget to cook your pasta. If you're doing THM, go ahead and try some of the Trim Healthy Mama noodles that they use with zucchini. And when it's done, if you're using real sour cream, you want to wait until it stops boiling to add the sour cream, otherwise it'll curdle. So I go ahead and add mine because I'm not using real sour cream. I'll post a link to the one that I made here, which is dairy free, and it tastes really good. And then we're going to just mix this together, and at first it really doesn't look that pretty, but it comes together really nicely. My husband even liked this recipe, and if you've seen some of the reviews with my husband or things I say about him, he's a really picky eater, and the kids liked it as well. So I'm really glad I tried this recipe and made it, and I'm glad I got to share it with y'all. If you give this recipe a try, please leave a comment and let us know what you think about it. And if you like the video, please like it or share it and subscribe if you'd like to get new updates to my new videos.